You know, I've told it several times that, I was born and raised in the projects, project baby, you know what I'm saying? Jordan Park in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's probably one of the, probably it was definitely the biggest project, but it was probably one of the worst, especially when I was down 70s, baby, raised in the 80s. So y'all know crack devastated our neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? And my home was one of the homes that was devastated. So I kind of grew up most of my early life in poverty with an understanding of drugs because, we had the DARE program. And, they crack was everywhere. So it was like a going thing where the kids would, pick on it. Your mama smoke crack rock and all that. It was even a song, I think, Your Mama Smoke Crack Rock. But, it started off as me being one of them kids out there. And we played like that. And then, I found out the truth that I had with drug abuse problems at home. And man, I started to see that thing a whole different way. And I can remember being, a young kid. I'm talking about maybe you know, 6, 7, 8 years old. I hated drug dealers, because I would recognize, these dudes coming, in contact with my parents. So I knew what they was doing and I knew who they was, and it kind of gave me a hate for them. And back then it was different. The gangsters and the drug dealers was kind of looked down upon in the hood. And I don't mean looked down upon in a negative way, but looked down upon as everybody knew it was something wrong that they was doing. It was a couple people that got money, but people didn't really show love to drug dealers. I can remember being in front of Romeo house when they picked him up, tore his doors off the hinges, and people was cheering. People was cheering, and Romeo kind of remind me of when they took Romeo down. It's kind of like when they took Nino Brown down in New Jack City. I think he tried to emulate that, telling everybody he'll be back and all that. But people didn't like drug dealers back then, and it was something that wasn't, glorified in our culture. Today seemed to be different, but it wasn't back then. So I grew up, and I came into my contact with drugs and experimented with selling and playing around with drugs, probably around the age of 9 or 10 years old. And I wasn't doing it because I was trying to come up and get no cars or nothing. I was just a real wise little kid that was back then. The older dudes in the neighborhood used to like play basketball with us, play football with us and stuff. So we would be hanging with these dudes, and I was so like aware that I'm watching what they doing. They calling time out, stopping the game, and then they go in a little cut with this person. So I already know about crack, and I already know what they doing. But now I'm actually learning how to do it from being around these dudes. So I actually start out stealing their shit, you know what I'm saying? And then when they dip, I steal their shit and catch whoever come through, you know what I'm saying? Then me and my little partners would go to McDonald's and we just blow the money, It wasn't no saving. I'm gonna stock up and become nothing. Nah, it was just we were some little badass kids. I was stealing big homeboys out the neighborhood, dope, and selling it. And that's how I actually got my feet wet in the drug game. But I wasn't no drug dealer because I was actually a good kid. We would move back into the projects. When we moved back into the projects, I got into sports and doing some community things. Just a couple newspaper articles on me from my middle school and my high school time, where I was, I was a good student. I was like a youth leader in the community, where I was organizing stuff at my local Boys and Girls Club. We was doing fundraisers, you know what I'm saying, paying for our own trips. I can remember the '96 Olympics came to Atlanta. We sponsored that, or they sponsored us because they broke us off. We was down there selling sodas and stuff when they brought the torch off at the St. Pete Pier. But through my teenage years, I would mingle in the drug game with some of my older friends that I hung out with when I wasn't at school or football or none of that. All of that came first to me because that was what I liked to do. I was one of them kids that could have had free reign and left home and been hanging out in the streets and all of that because I really didn't have no solid authority over me. My mom, she worked 5 to 6 days a week, and she stayed at her job for like 3 days at a time and would come home. So I would have the house to myself. So why would I'm not going nowhere. I got my own crib just about and all that. So during my high school years, I off and on, I mingled and I hung around all my OGs and all that, and I started to meet more people and all of that. But and I could remember this. Me and one of my homeboys, Black, was chilling, and I had got a partial football scholarship. And my grades was mediocre. I was like a B student, but it seemed to me back then to get into the good schools, you had to be like a All-American, straight A honor roll student, and I just wasn't that. I had the ability, but I was slacking. I was one of them kids, but I was real talented in football, and I had some schools looking at me, and I got a partial scholarship. So what that meant was they was gonna fund most of the stuff. I had to buy stuff like my books. I had to pay for housing. I had to come up with and be able to do all of these different things. And I'm an 18-year-old. I would work on during the summer at fast food restaurants and get my check and flip it. That's how that would go on. But I can remember it was coming time for my senior year, and I had decided what school I wanted to go to, and it was a school in Pennsylvania. So I had been in contact with the coaches, and they told me basically that I would have to get my own transportation out there, set up some kind of housing and all that, and then I would have to pay for my own books. So I was like, okay, all I need to do is get there. If I can get there, I figure the rest out. So I reach out to one of my aunts, and I tell my aunt, she was everybody family got that one person that's doing good, you know what I'm saying? Got a little bit of money, got a house, they living good. And so it's my auntie, right? My mom's sister. I reach out to my mom's sister, and I tell her, I want to go to school. I got a partial scholarship. Boom, boom, boom. The only thing I needed, I had already called in Pricelet, a one-way Greyhound ticket to Pennsylvania. It was $99. I asked my aunt to buy my ticket for me to go to school, and that I would figure the rest out. My aunt told me she couldn't do it. $100, y'all. She told me, I can't do it. So that flamed me. That made me like I was hot. So I got with my homeboy Black. And I told him, I said, man, I need to make $100. I think I had about $20 or $40 to my name, maybe. I told my homeboy, I said, I need to make $100 so I can get this bus ticket to go to school. I got to this day. Boom, boom, boom. So back to the dope game. That's the way I know I could make me some money, real fast. So me and my homeboy made some fake rocks, some slap heads. We call them slap heads out here. Y'all call it whatever y'all want, wherever y'all at. But we made some slap heads, and we go and we get on our bikes and we ride around all night trying to make this $100. I think we make we make the $40. I ain't had nothing. We make the $40. Make $40 like 6, 7 o'clock the next morning come. I'm like, fuck it. I told my dog we finna go get us some real JoJo's. Get me some real JoJo's, and I'm finna be a dope boy. I'm finna be a dope boy. Fuck it. I tried to do what's right. Right? I don't have no support from family or none of that. I never had none of that, right? I went to my partner, one of my high school partners, a little bit younger than me, but these niggas, they had it at the time. I told my dog, man, I got 50, man, man, I'm trying to come up, man. Man, my dog gave me about $400-500 worth of dope. I ain't never looked back. I ain't never looked back. I ain't never want to go to school no more. I ain't never done of that. Within the next year, I'm sliding. This when 20s come out, you know, I'm sliding. I got 2 whips on the 20s. Music, I'm getting money, women, got my own place. I'm doing good by the time I'm 20, 21. You know, so I just shared that right quick to let y'all know, man. A lot of times it be people be victim of circumstances, because anybody that know me and went to school with me and know me like close, they'll tell you if I was in any other circumstances as a youth, I'd be a fucking neurosurgeon, because I don't know nobody that I feel is more intellectual than me. I could be 100% wrong, and there could be some egotistical shit, but I don't know nobody that has mastered as many different things as me. The only person I could find in history that was a master of as many things as me is the ancient dude Imhotep. You know, and that's, I go there, but yeah, I just wanted to share that, man, and let y'all know, man, that we gotta be striving, right? And it was one of the most important things to me with my kids, because I got 4 boys, right? So it was important for me to understand that it's a part of the battle, right? And it's a big part of the battle, right? To make sure we're raising our kids in the right environments so that they can be nurtured and just raised up the right way with the right mentality, because, you know, I kind of felt like I ain't had no choice. I tried to do everything right, and to no avail. I had no support from family, no support from, you know, none of that. So that's just what that was. That's how your dog DP got in the dope game. And man, I'm telling you, by the time I was 20, 21, shit, I was a young boss. A young boss because of my mind, man. But I'm out of here, man. I just wanted to share that, man. Let y'all know, man. Do your best, man, and put them kids in a situation where they can win, man. Growing up in the hood, it's all good, and we love the hood. I love the hood. I love where I grew up at. I believe I got it tattooed on me. You know what I'm saying? Let's do better. Let's make our neighborhoods better places. You know, we ain't gotta leave our neighborhoods. I'm saying let's make our neighborhoods better places to where that you know, our kids ain't seeing or exposed to the type of things that they exposed to. Second, man, family. You know, one thing I always tried to do was, my family members reach out to me for assistance and stuff, man, I always was there for them, man. But that goes for my cousins, my nieces, my little nephews and stuff like that, my brothers. I always was there whenever I could be for any of them. My oldest brother been in prison going on 40 years, you know. And as soon as I got old enough, I started sending bro cash, you know, looking out with bro called and all of that, you know. And I always understood being a support system for my family when I was able, man. But you know, whatever it was in my family caused that to happen, and I wound up having to make a decision, and who knows whether I'd be in a better position or in a worse position today, but that don't really matter. Point of the story is, man, let's fix up our neighborhoods, man, and let's give our youth something to look forward to being. Let's give our youth some positive image to want to mirror, to want to be like, you know what I'm saying? And that's that, because the difference is, when I was growing up, We didn't want to be dope boys. We wanted to be police officers and firemen, you know, or a lawyer or a doctor. They used to ask us that. What you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a policeman. I want to be a firefighter. Now they want to be a rapper, or they want to be, you know what I'm saying? They want to be on TV, or they want to be, they want all the money though, and don't want to put in no work. That's it, man. I'm gone. This was a quick one, man. Straight off the head, man. I was going, and I really was thinking about this last night. I woke up when I in my mud, and you know, I just wanted to share that because that's the issue with a lot of this stuff, man. A lot of people don't want to be in the game, man. I didn't want to be a dope dealer. I didn't want to be, right? But when I got in the game and I started doing it, it was all I could be. And I was good at it because, once again, I was always the smartest person in the room. I'm gone, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, man. I'm going to start coming with a lot more content because I got some time now. But I really want to start pushing this message, man, and get behind some of the OGs that's trying to affect change to the streets that they and we all had a part in destroying, right? So, join the movement, like, share, subscribe. I'm gone.